Hey folks, Jim here from Vaping 411 and thanks for tuning in. For those of you that are thinking about getting the new Vaporesso Revenger X, you're going to want to check out this video. Take a look at this. This is the Vaporesso Revenger X Freedom Edition, only found on Direct Vapor. When you're looking at this, you're seeing that it's draped in American pride, patriotism, and the red, white, and blue. If you take a closer look, you'll see that both the mod and the NRG tank are colored in the spirit of old glory. Now, what makes this one different than all the other Vaporesso Revenger X's out there is that not only is it priced the same, but Direct Vapor will send a portion of its proceeds for every Freedom Edition sold to a veterans organization. So hats off to Direct Vapor and actually anybody who makes a purchase of the Freedom Edition in helping out our vets. So we'll take a closer look at the Freedom Edition right after this. In the short time that the Vaporesso Revenger X has been on the market, it has quickly become one of the most sought-after sub-ohm devices. It's a very versatile device. Users can adjust the ramp-up wattage, the curvature of temperature, and so much more. All these features are managed by the Omniboard 2.2 chipset with the interactive touchscreen interface. It's very easy to see why the Revenger X has become the flagship of the Vaporesso brand, and also one of the most sought-after devices currently on the market. Let's go ahead and do some unboxing right now. So let's start by taking a look at the box, and this is your Vaporesso Revenger X Freedom Edition starter kit. Turning it over here on the side, it gives you a little bit of information there. I'll keep it there for a second. And then in the back, it tells you what comes in your starter kit. You got the mod, NRG tank, we'll go over that here in just a second. And it also gives you the specifications, and I'll keep it on the screen here for a little while longer so you can go ahead and take a look. So let's go ahead and see what's inside the box. The Revenger X kit includes a Revenger X mod, a NRG tank with a pre-installed GT8 core coil, an extra GT4 core coil, an extra Pyrex glass tube with extra seals and adapters, a USB charging cable, and instructions in multiple languages. Safety features include USB input protection, equalizing charge system, low voltage protection, short circuit protection, low resistance protection, over temperature protection, overcurrent protection, and anti-loaded battery protection. The mod measures 89 millimeters by 45 millimeters by 28 millimeters. The NRG tank measures 52 millimeters by 26 millimeters. The Revenger X mod uses the Omniboard 2.2 chipset. The tank and mod together weigh 204 grams, and that's without batteries. Output wattage is 5 watts to 220 watts. Max voltage is 9 volts. Max current is 50 amps. The resistance range is 0.05 ohm to 5 ohms. Coil types that it can use is Kanthal, stainless steel, nickel, and titanium. It also has TCR mode for specialty coils. And the temperature rate in TC mode is 100 to 315 degrees Celsius or 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. The NRG tank comes with 2 coils. The pre-installed GT8 coil is rated at 0.15 ohms and can handle 50 to 110 watts. Vaporesso suggests the optimal wattage for this coil is 60 to 80 watts. An additional 1.5 ohm GT4 coil is included with the starter kit. This coil can handle 30 watts to 70 watts, and its optimal range is 45 watts to 60 watts. The NRG tank is a stainless steel top refilling sub-ohm tank that can hold 5 milliliters of vape juice. For you vapors out there in Europe, you're going to be stuck with the NRG Mini that only holds 2 milliliters of vape juice. The most notable feature of the NRG tank is its uniquely designed top refilling mechanism. Unlike all the other popular sub-ohm tanks like the Smock TFV8 for instance, the seal isn't going to warp over time, making it extremely difficult for you to close. Overall, this is a very well made tank. It could even be broken down into its individual components, making it easy to clean. You also get an extra glass Pyrex tube just in case this one breaks. The NRG Freedom Edition is also color matched with the mod in red, white, and blue. Fits perfectly. So the NRG uses the slide and fill mechanism, that's what they call it. And if you see this little arrow right over here, you're going to put your thumb right onto that and just push. and then it opens up where you can access your juice hole. Before you fill up your tank with juice, you want to make sure your airflow is completely shut just to avoid any unwanted leak. And you go ahead and just add your vape juice this way. Looks like I leaked a little bit, but that wasn't because of the tank. And that should do it for right now. To shut it, just slide it back until it locks, and you're set. The Omniboard 2.2 chipset is what powers the Vaporesso Revenger X. Accessing the menu on the device is done through these touchscreen buttons that are located on the side panel. If you look closely, you'll see a left arrow, a right arrow, and a little mechanical wheel type of thing down here in the bottom, and that's for your main menu. Each time you make a change on your device, it'll automatically lock. That could be a bit annoying if you're doing a number of changes. Take, for instance, you're trying to find a good TCR setting for your specialty coil. It's a safety feature, I understand, but at some point you're probably going to get tired of that. Each time you do make a change, you're going to feel a slight vibration as well. So that's a very interactive feature regarding this Omniboard 2.2 chipset. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and access the menu, and I'll show you what the different features are. All right, so this is your main OLED display right here, and I'm going to go over some of the basic features of this. As you can see right here, it shows you your battery charge level for your two 18650 batteries. Shows you that you're in variable wattage mode. The soft right here, there's actually 3 different settings for that. This is your ramp up wattage for your coil. Right here, it'll show you your resistance of your coil. Here's the voltage. Right now it's 0, but when I press the firing button, it'll show you how much it goes up to. And it's set for 55.1 watts. So to access your menu, you want to click the firing trigger 3 times quickly. 1, 2, 3. And then you press this little mechanical wheel right down here. And then it takes you into your mode setting. And you could scroll with the left and right touchscreen arrows right here on each side to get to where you want to be. And I'll just briefly tell you what each of these menu items are. VW high, that's variable wattage high. That's the ramp up wattage hitting your coil. If you want it to hit it full throttle, you want it on high. Normal is your default setting, and then soft is a slow buildup to the wattage to the coil. CCW is your custom curvature of wattage. So if you don't like any of those top 3, you could adjust that manually to exactly how much wattage you want hitting your coil. You have variable temperature for stainless steel, variable temperature for nickel, variable temperature for titanium. Now, if you want to hit if you want to go on nickel, for instance, you're going to hit your little mechanical wheel down here in the bottom. And then you have some sub-menu items where you could adjust the temperature coefficient of resistance, your power setting, your custom curvature of temperature, and then you can lock the setting. Let me go ahead and exit out of this. Okay, exit, mechanical wheel, and I'm back to the beginning again. Let's go back to the main menu and go back to where we left off. We have the temperature coefficient of resistance for M1 and M2 settings, so you have 2 different settings that you could use for that. And then you have bypass mode, which is basically direct voltage going straight to your coil, and the amount of voltage is dependent on basically how strong your battery is. Now let's look at your system settings. I'm going to go ahead and press the little mechanical wheel right over here. You could adjust the time, the clock on your device. You could adjust the brightness. You can reset your puff counter. The smart on-off feature, basically what that does, if you want smart on, the device, the Omniboard 2.2 chipset will automatically detect the best wattage to hit with your coils. Then you have your screen timeout. You can adjust your vibration of the device whenever you hit one of these buttons. And then it tells you what version that you're using when it comes to firmware. And finally, you can reset it all back to default settings. Very easy to use. A lot of customization options with this Omniboard 2.2 chipset. You could use this device for years. I want to quickly show you the battery compartment because this is the only area that I actually saw an issue with this starter kit. Now, the side panel over here, as you can see, here's the firing button. It's magnetically connected to the mod, and that is where your batteries go. As you can see, you have magnetic connectors, 2 little round ones here on the top, and you got a flat one here on the bottom. And the same applies with the panel that's removed. Also 3 magnets, so 6 magnets in total. So your batteries go here, 2 18650 batteries, which are not included. It's probably very hard to see, but it shows you what the positive and negative terminals are. Here's your positive and here's your negative right over there. Same thing with down here. It's black on black, extremely hard to see which direction you need to put your batteries in. So If you're in a dark setting, you have to turn that light on and kind of look at it unless you have it memorized. But just keep in mind, if you're looking at it this way, negative, positive, negative, positive. Okay? So that's the only problem I saw with this. They should make it a different color, make it easier to see so you don't have to worry about it. Your Revenger X has a micro USB port all the way here on the bottom where your OLED display is located. This can be used for two different things, your firmware upgrades or to charge your device. It's pass-through enabled, so you can vape and charge at the same time. They use what they call a quick charge system, so when you plug the included micro USB cable into the Revenger X, your display will actually show you how much time is left before your batteries are completely charged. A real cool feature, and it's updated every 10 minutes. So I went over a lot of details on the Vaporesso Revenger X Freedom Edition. Let's go ahead and just see how it vapes. Now notice that the draw is probably just a little too tight for me, even with the airflow wide open. It's still pretty good, but I'm kind of used to just a little bit more airflow. Some people may even actually prefer it this way. Yeah, it works great. Nothing wrong with it at all. That NRG tank is phenomenal. So I do have some pros and cons, and I'll go over the cons first. The first one, the automatic lock. Whenever you make any kind of adjustment on your wattage, it automatically locks, and then you have to go ahead and click that firing trigger 3 times real quick in order to be able to adjust it again. It's a nice, good safety feature, but it could get annoying at times. I talked about the positive and negative terminals being black on black in the battery compartment. A little difficult to see. That's something also that I think that should be changed. Make those terminal diagrams, those icons, a different color, maybe white, so it's easier to see which direction you need to put your batteries in. And finally, your smart on and off feature of your Omniboard 2.2 chipset. I don't think it works very well. I tried different types of coils and it still comes back to the 50 or 55 watt wattage range, so I don't know if that's a feature that still needs to be worked on or it's just not working at all. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem to work the way I would imagine it to work. On the pro side, both the tank and the mod is of exceptional quality. I actually dropped this thing about 4 or 5 times in the last week, and I picked it up and fired off right off the bat, no problems at all. The Omniboard 2.2 chipset is a fantastic chip for these types of mods. A lot of advanced features for people to use. The menu is very easy to navigate, and you can pretty much learn how to use this device without even really looking at your instruction manual. I do like that slide and fill mechanism on the NRG tank. It's probably the best top fill tank that's on the market today. A huge selling point for me. And finally, some of these proceeds go to veteran organizations, and you just can't beat that. That's a fantastic thing to do, and I salute Direct Vapor for doing that. I do have a link on the bottom of this video for those folks that want to check out the Freedom Edition. Please like me on Facebook and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys real soon. Thanks. Hey folks, don't forget to subscribe. The button is right over there. Thanks.